What's up, guys? High Value Hacks back with another video. Today we're going to be discussing how you can overcome life's most difficult challenges emotionally, physically, and mentally. For those of you, if it's your first time, welcome. My name is Joe. I'm an entrepreneur, investor, business, life, and relationship coach. For those of you that know me so far, you know I don't BS. Everything that I've learned through experience mostly, my studies, my coaching, and everything I've kind of been through in life. I'm not a believer in going on Google and just regurgitating information out on camera. I think the best lessons are the ones that have been lived and you've been through, because they leave a mark on you and it means something a lot different rather than just reading something. I mean, reading is important, but when you've gone through something, it's a whole nother level of understanding, right? So all of you have your own experiences that you've gone through, your hardships. Nobody deals with the same things, right? I've dealt with a lot, and I can say that I've overcome a lot. I've lost my mother. I've lost my brother. I've gotten divorced. Dealt with multiple addictions in my families, a lot of failures in business, some that were my fault, some that weren't. But the bottom line is, guys, no matter what you're going through, first thing is you need to understand, bad things are always going to happen. And no, bad things don't only happen to good people. I know it seems like bad people get all the breaks, but realistically, bad people seem like they get all the breaks because bad people tend to be very narcissistic and take the biggest risks. Bigger risk, bigger reward. Good people tend to not take risks against humanity because morally it's not right. But just remember, no matter what your situation is, bad things are going to happen. Life is all about problem solving. One problem goes, another problem comes. One wave passes, another one's on the way. Think of yourself at the beach. You go in the water and you got these waves coming and you lose your balance. You gasp up for air, but just as you come up for air, there's another wave looking to crush you. Life can be the same way a lot of times. At least it feels suffocating, right? But just remember one thing, all right? And this is where it all breaks down to how you view it. You need to embrace your problems and realize that life happens for a reason. And all these things are happening to you and being put in your life because you're destined to handle them. Now, by handling them the right way, you can become stronger from them. Becoming stronger means you'll become more resilient. Being more resilient means you can be more tolerant, you can deal with more stress, and you can also influence those to go through the same thing that you did. Just remember, guys, no matter what you go through, okay, we all have our different circumstances. And just remember, there's always people out there that are going through more than you. So you always want to be grateful that you still have a lot of things that you do have in life that maybe a lot of people aren't fortunate to have. That's number one. Number two, the show must go on. This is what I tell people a lot when they lose someone close to them or something traumatic does happen to them. Life's not always fair, right? Why me? Let's flip that a little bit. Instead of asking yourself that, just remember, you have too many people to show up for. You have too many goals. You have too many things you're working for. Maybe you have children. Your children still rely on you. There's loved ones that still need you. So just remember, if you're going to lick your wounds, stay down, do what you need to do, lick your wounds, but remember, you got to get back up because you go down that rabbit hole, and the longer you're in that rabbit hole, the harder it is to climb back out. So make a conscious effort to remember that these things are going to happen, and you do need to take care of yourself, but don't stay down for too long. Another thing, guys, and this is what I tell a lot of my clients, it's important in times of adversity and challenges to always reaffirm your goals. What's your vision? Who are you destined to be? What's your purpose in life? How do you see yourself as your best self, 5, 10 years from now? What are you working towards? Don't get in the habit of just going through the motions in life without a purpose, because then there's no passion. When you have no passion, you become lost. When you become lost, you become depressed. When you become depressed, you become a miserable person. And no one likes to be miserable. Having a goal and something to work for, maybe it's a legacy, maybe it's something you never had growing up. Take it in stride. Just because you had adversities, maybe as a child, your parents weren't the best people, maybe they didn't treat you right, maybe you didn't get handed, as much as you should have. You didn't have as good of opportunities as other kids. Listen, we've all gone through that shit. It's annoying, right? But you have the opportunity to change the narrative for generations to come by changing your mindset and not falling into the same traps that they did. It's going to require a lot of work. It's going to require a lot of mental challenges and really talking to yourself and a lot of resilience. But once you get there, you'd be surprised at how much you can tolerate once you get through it. Just keep in mind, guys, that everything does happen for a reason. If you're dealing with a loss, maybe you lost a job, maybe a loved one or your partner's just cheated on you and, wants a divorce. Like I said, could be something with your health. There's a long list of things, but I can assure you, once you get through this, something else will be on the way. Life is all about problem solving, right? So you want to practice gratitude, because in times like this, it's very hard to be thankful for things in life. Write 3 to 5 things down that you're thankful for. At least practice on a regular day to get your mind off to on the right note mentally, instead of resenting life. Life's not fair. Why me? Get out of the why me's, because everything negative is just going to come to you. Whatever energy you put out, you're going to attract right back in. So you want to get in the habit of trying to stay positive. I know, easier said than done, right? Very, very difficult. But to help you get yourself in the right mind state, you want to make sure you're taking care of your body. You want to listen to it. If you need a break, you need to take one. I know when things get tough and you have anxiety rolling, you want to stay busy to keep your mind off of it. That's okay to a certain point. Don't burn yourself out. If you need to rest, take a rest. Watch the alcohol intake, because alcohol does increase your anxiety, even though it feels like it's coping it and masking it temporarily. Alcohol is not a permanent solution to a problem. You're only masking it. Same thing with medication. Try to avoid any type of medication. Try to handle it naturally. This stuff is masking feelings that you need to genuinely deal with. You got to take them head on. You have to process them. You have to figure out what you're feeling while you're feeling this way, and realize that you're not the only person out there that feels this way. What you're feeling is normal. So embrace it, understand it, digest it, grieve through whatever process you're going through in the proper, natural way, and move on. What you put in your body throughout this process is going to make it easier or harder. Nicotine in cigarettes increase your anxiety level. It temporarily relieves it, but overall it increases it. Try to get drunk one night when you're going through something and wake up the next day. Tell me that, number one, you're tired because you didn't rest, and number two, that you don't feel more anxious than you did the day before, because believe it or not, the after effects of alcohol, drugs, and nicotine make you more anxious the next day. Now you're only tired because your body wasn't resting, because it was too busy cycling out all the crap you put in your body. Same thing goes with the kind of food. Make sure you're getting enough water. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. And when I mean sleep, it's restful sleep. It's not bullshit sleep. It's not, I got drunk, ate fucking $100 worth of Taco Bell and passed out, because that's not getting rest. Restful sleep is make yourself a nice cup of tea with some of that lavender de-stressing tea that's all natural. There's no drugs. It does work. I've tried it before. I was very surprised, because I'm not a tea guy. But my ex-wife was into that, and she was, it was very good. So it does work. Get a restful sleep, stay hydrated, keep the food consistent. Try not to go too long without not eating, because that breaks down your body completely. You can't think. You'll get into a mental fog. Stay hydrated. Stay away from really, really bad foods, really high in sugar, processed, fried, just like all that crap. Because if you eat like crap, you're going to feel like crap. I know sometimes it looks hopeless, guys. Trust me, I get it. I understand hopelessness. But at some point, you got to get your shit together, because the show must go on. Your situation's not going to change. The only thing that you can change is how you react to the situation. The situation's not going to go back in time. You spend too much time looking backwards and not enough time looking forwards. And you want to make sure you spend most of your time in the present. What could you do right now? You can't change yesterday. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but you can do something about it today. Starting today is better late than never. Keep your heads up, guys. I promise you, it's always going to get better. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to me directly like some others do. Comments are always great too. I appreciate you guys for checking in for another video. Check you on the next one.